We just watched Alice, which is a sci-fi miniseries. It happens to be one of my favorite films. Vex has seen it for the first time. I should mention that what brought this about is that I consider Andrew Lee Potts, who plays Hatter in this miniseries, to be the sexiest Mad Hatter on screen, which is a pretty tall order considering that Sebastian Stan, who is one of my all-time crushes, also plays the Hatter in Once Upon a Time on screen. They have similar stylings. Andrew Lee Potts just pulls it off better.
I have not gotten to that part in Once Upon a Time yet.
He's in season 2.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So I have seen more than one season, but less than 2. Mm-hmm. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about fairy tale retellings in general?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes.
I love when they take fairy tale stories and sort of modernize them. So this version of Wonderland is sort of like a post-apocalyptic, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And they do make it very clear that, like, the Alice that we know has happened. Mm-hmm. And that this is just, like, something else has happened to Wonderland.
It's more like industry took over. That's how I feel. It's like the industrialization of Wonderland killed it.
Well, it's the industrialization, and I think it's also just the desire to ignore any pain in the world, which they talk about pretty directly. But, yeah.
Yeah, positive emotions only in this version of Wonderland.
Yeah.
The story is, well, there is our Alice, who is just Alice.
Just plain Alice.
Just plain Alice. She meets a lovely gentleman named Jack, and she brings him home to meet her mom.
She meets a shady gentleman named Jack.
No. Do not play it that way. He is a perfectly lovely guy.
But
up until that last moment, don't pretend. You're just casting a shadow of what you knew of him afterwards. Up until that moment, he's really cute. They have this cute flirting at the dojo where Alice is the teacher.
Yeah, and then after dinner, he proposes to her.
Yeah, but up until that moment, I'd only gotten to him being invited to dinner. Up until that moment, he's cute.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Then he tries to give Alice a ring, and that's kind of real red flaggy.
Very creepy.
But Alice is smart, and she's like, that's real red flaggy, please step off.
Uh-huh.
And then he gets kidnapped, and she chases after him, and he gives her the ring, and then it just becomes a whole surprise. He's actually, the Jack of Hearts. And
he planted the ring in her apartment.
Yeah, that's true. He did. I don't know what he expected. Did he expect... I think about this often. Did he expect her to stay?
Yes. No, I don't think he expected her to stay because when they're in the room with his mother, he explicitly says, I did not tell you to come get me. I didn't give you the ring. And it's like, well, the second half of that isn't really true. Like, he objectively gave it to her.
They needed her. He went to her for a reason.
Yep.
I also have often wondered if
I'm sorry.
Somebody...
There's a kid being real cute. Sorry.
Don't let him trick you. I often wonder, we're gonna talk real theoretical. You should watch Alice if you haven't. Watch it and then come back.
Just stop here.
Just stop here.
Go
watch
3 hours. Go watch it. And then come back.
And then just think about how gorgeous Andrew Lee Potts is.
The hair. Not the end one either. Like the normal one through the whole movie with the hair flippy. It's great.
He's so pretty. He's just
when
so
his hair
pretty.
is like flat like mine, it's just sad. But when it's like up and it's flippy, it's great.
Oh, thank you. And his hair is pretty too, all the times. And his face is pretty, and everything about him is pretty. His voice.
You're a little infatuated.
Yes, I am. I have a crush. I definitely have a crush.
You do. I feel like you don't appreciate Charlie enough, but you're a little distracted by how much you look at her.
Yeah. No, I like Charlie too.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry.
Back to the theoretical discussions here.
Yes.
One of the things I have thought about is perhaps Jack, because he lives in this weird version of Wonderland where like there's only happy emotions and all this stuff, that he literally thought he would be able to give her the ring and she would come with him. Like it just never entered his mind that she was gonna be like, no, that's weird.
I mean, that's possible, but also...
Because I feel like he... And maybe was playing a long game and then he got the text to run and found out that it would have to be the short version of the game.
Yeah.
But there's no way could have known
There
that she
is-
would follow.
But he got to know her. Like, he got to know her, and there is a certain amount in her of the, someone left this ring that is obviously worth a lot of money at my house.
Yeah.
I
But
don't want it.
he was literally kidnapped right then. Like, I literally think that it's good karma that she ended up... Because
Well,
there's no way to know when she'd find the ring, you know? And, like...
He knew that he was going to get kidnapped. Catnipped?
Catnipped.
It's like, that wasn't as much of a surprise because he got the text saying, run.
Yeah, I
which-
knew that he was gonna get kidnapped, too.
Who was sending that? Who was his
Who's
man
the
on the
man?
inside?
I don't know. The caterpillar, who can just vanish.
But how would the caterpillar
Listen,
have that knowledge?
also the other thing that I've always wondered every time I watch this is really just gonna be a theoretical discussion here,
It's great.
is Hatter and the March Hare clearly know each other.
Yes.
And how come that's never explored? That's what I want. I want that history.
I think that the March Hare betrayed Hatter a long while back.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they have some sort of history, and you're right, maybe the Mad Hatter betrayed him. Or, alternately, like, rather than, like, Mad March, the Hare, being the one who betrayed, what if Hatter was working for the Queen, and he's the one who turned?
I think that's possible. Cause like, Hatter has that, like, he'll do what's right after a while, after he figures out what the right thing is. It like takes
He will
him a minute.
always do what's right for him.
Yes.
I respect that. Like, I shouldn't. I realize I should want to be a good person, but if we're honest, I appreciate someone who does what's right for them.
Yeah.
Try to be honest about my terrible, terrible personality traits.
I mean, it's much better than the people who are like, you are playing both sides, you're the worst. And it's like, he's trying to not be starving, trapped in a library like the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
Without spies, you wouldn't survive.
They built a beautiful world that I do just always wanted. Like, every time I watch it, I feel like 3 hours is not enough for me to learn all of this. I need more.
I assume that there's fanfic of this?
Yes, of course.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, you can travel down that rabbit hole. I know. Yeah. I'm glad.
Okay.
We should probably wrap this up. So you
Yes.
enjoyed it?
Yes.
You would recommend it to other people?
Yes. I'm trying to, like, I'm thinking of the people I normally recommend things to. So it's like, depending on what you normally like, if you normally like
If you
fairy
like
tales.
retold fairy tales,
Yep.
if you like Alice in Wonderland,
Yep.
if you like really pretty guys playing the Mad Hatter,
And if you like dystopian worlds.
yeah, that's also helpful.
Yeah.
Then this is the show for you. And I enjoyed it, and I love seeing the way that people turn fairy tales. If you have other retold fairy tales that you specifically like, please leave them in the comments. I am always interested in watching, reading, seeing more of those. And I'll see you tomorrow.